Bonjour, je m'appelle Crypto und Xian Borderlands 3 ça va une maison.
Oi lads, Crypto here. Sometimes I do be kissing on the homies in a homosexual manner as a sign of some magnificent respect. Alright, hold up boys, I have something cool to show you. This is what I like to call the Sex Attractor 3000, and trust me when I say this. When you have this artifact equipped, it causes a singularity that brings in all the cat girls, all the vagina, all the Wait, hold on. Penis? I'm such a ladies man, come on. So as we all know, I'm no stranger when it comes to criticising choices Gearbox makes and Borderlands in general, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm gonna be a nice guy for the day and go over what makes Borderlands fans adore the franchise. When it comes to uniqueness, Gearbox absolutely nailed it with every installment by introducing things ranging from raid bosses, characters, weapons, going to the moon for an entire game, and of course the skill trees. And that isn't even 10% of what makes Borderlands the franchise it is today. So, with so many beloved options, I needed your help with noting what the most popular loved reasons are, and I did just that. I created a community post here on YouTube and posted on Twitter asking for your opinions, and fast forward to present day, here we are, kicking off with number 1. We're gonna kick this list off with the little things and gradually work up to the big things. Starting the list is the UI. Whoa, Crypto, in your Borderlands 3 mistakes video, you complain about Borderlands 3's inventory UI being ugly and all that. Yes, I did. But in this instance, I'm not talking about how the layout or design looks. Oh no. In this case, UI is referring to the idea of the menu itself. You see, Borderlands originally started on Pandora, a deserted wasteland planet which on the outside seems pretty dull. But when you jumped into the planet itself, seeing a futuristic looking UI after replacing your first gun was cool to see and definitely gave an, oh yeah, I know what kind of game this is feel. And then of course you get Iridium weapons to match that inventory, and it just felt like a very good match. Something I really liked about Borderlands 1 is that most things were dropped and there were barely any dedicated drops. I really liked this for the plain reason that it added so much more uniqueness during a playthrough, since there wasn't something like a depot you were given from the start. You used what you were given, and most of the time if you do another playthrough of the game, you'll be using something different compared to your previous run, generating a new playstyle. This highly applies to Borderlands 1, but it definitely applies to the other games in the series if you don't go for the meta stuff right off the bat. Every single gun has something unique to it, whether it's an effect or a prefix changing the way you use your weapon. Borderlands does not disappoint in the weapon diversity department. Come to think of it, this point also highly links to replayability, so I guess I don't have to speak about that one anymore. But yeah, replayability, if you couldn't tell, also makes the list. Since we were on the topic of diversity, it's only right to continue talking about weapons, and oh boy, Borderlands has them all. Burger launchers? Check. Literal nukes? Check. Rockets you can control? Check. A pistol you can peg people's arsehole with? Check. A weapon which can destroy a whole subreddit with ease? Check. Listen, Bocco, if you want to use fucking anything as a gun, you go ahead. Oh, you told the dude who untied your shoelaces that one time to eat shit and die? Well, unleash your fetish on the fucker and fill his mouth with some deserved shit in a duel, I guess. My point is, this game has so many ridiculous types of guns that I'm genuinely surprised they fit in with a fantastic gameplay loop Borderlands has to offer. The skill trees are definitely one of the most important aspects of Borderlands, and Gearbox always nails them. These provide so many different creative ways to play your way, it's genuinely quite impressive. Unless you're playing in the OP levels, every Borderlands game has at least 3 to 4 builds per character. Hell, if you're playing either Borderlands the pre-sequel or Borderlands 3, you can probably increase that number to about 10 or 15. Hell, maybe even more. They're done so well, and it's so important that Gearbox doesn't fuck them up in future installments. Playing the way you want to play the game is crucial to keep the player base hooked, and it's very evident. When it comes to Borderlands 2, a lot of people didn't get to OP 10 because they felt demotivated. What's the point of climbing such a high mountain if there's no reward at the top? All OP 10 did was highly restrict our builds and only allowed us to use the super powerful meta skills in the skill tree. Come to think of it, mayhem scaled skills might not be such a bad thing, but yeah, skill tree, good. We all like to scream and then obliterate enemies, right? Unless it's the fucking Cobra. These activities are the staples of Borderlands Endgame, and they're both honestly perfect when it comes to build testing. With raid bosses, you can see your build's full bossing potential, and with takedowns, you can see if your build is up for both mobbing and bossing at the same time. They're the true challenge to see if your build is worthy of killing, I guess. Not only that, but they're just fun. Gearbox make takedowns and raid boss fights incredibly fun, hence why they need to add more of these in future installments. Raid bosses such as Hyperius, Scourge, Wotan, and Pyro P all blew my cock away the first time I went against them, and the amount of times I died to them is too much. We all hate losing to raid bosses when they're almost dead, but to be honest, that's part of the fun. Whenever you go into fight for your life, when the raid boss is almost dead and there's no enemies next to you, you can feel the tension kicking in. Not only because you'll have to do the fight all over again, but because you want to get that sweet loot as fast as possible. So yeah, raid bosses are extremely fun to go up against, and I still run the Mallow on takedown at least twice a day. Safe to say a lot of us love them. This point right here is the main reason why we're getting a Borderlands movie. I think we can all agree that Borderlands has a pretty damn good storyline with very memorable characters such as Claptrap, the Vault Hunters, the woman who doesn't shut the fuck up, Tiny Tina, Handsome Jack, and many more. Ayo, Tales from the Borderlands though? That game had a great story. I swear to God, if I get one comment saying, but Crypto, Borderlands 3 story sucks, I will personally pre-order your tombstone. We have a great story, and we also have great lore. This is something Borderlands 3 specifically nails, with the Iridium writings that can be found around the map, which disclose information about the 7th Siren. There's some very interesting lore in this franchise, so if you're unfamiliar to it, I definitely recommend giving it a look. Minecraft. This franchise cannot age. Borderlands 2 was released 9 years ago and it still holds up. Gearbox killed it when it comes to the unique Borderlands art style. The cartoony look definitely fits the game's humour, and I guarantee you that when we're in 2030, Borderlands 2 will look like it came out yesterday. Oh, and also I say unique Borderlands art style and not cel shaded because Randy Pitchford would knock on my fucking door and literally kill me. And I did say Borderlands 2, but again, this applies to every game in the franchise. I mainly pointed fingers at it here because it's the oldest game that holds up graphically. Let's be honest, the original Borderlands 1 doesn't look that great. Finally, I want to add my own point here, and that is the community, or you. I said community, not cartel. The Borderlands community is genuinely the nicest community out there. Everyone is so supportive and friendly, it's quite surreal. I've seen quite a few people contemplating starting their own YouTube channel or becoming a Borderlands streamer, and to that I say, do it. Most people in the community will support you and welcome you with a red carpet. I guess this is also a way for me to thank you fuckers for supporting the channel and getting to the end of the video. That's right fellas, the list is over and I want to know what you think makes Borderlands special. If you have anything in mind that I missed, make sure to comment it down below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed